There's something oddly soothing about that drone. Not comforting, but soothing. I am soothed by it. I don't know. It's good white noise, I suppose is what I'm saying. Also, I guess that's the one marked out. Alright, my question was going to be why this dot was empty. Is how it goes usually, but I'm guessing that this comes at the end. Perchance? Maybe. The entertainment. Oh. Okay. Oh. Hello. Stage is to my right, the left. I know my directions. Oh. Student production is audacious. We have the right to lie, the dramatist. At an urn, but not about the heart of the matter. Obscure playwright Lim Doolittle seems to have made a project of this. What? Oh. Yep. Okay. Act 1, sound cues. Director's notes. Lim Duplo's original script for A Reckoning has almost no explicit. Bar flies alone at a table with 2 glasses and 1 empty. Barfly examines empty glass. Yeah. Like Babylon's. Are those? Yeah, it's Evelyn. Does that name sound familiar? Here, is that? What's happening? Where am I? What is going? Oh, hard times served. Oh, it's a brick sandwich. Reckoning has no explicit stage. It's very dark. It's very dark in here. I'm concerned about these brick sandwiches. Nice configure. Oh, it doesn't continue. Hmm. Do I just pick something to I guess I need to pick something to focus on, right? Yeah. Um. Hmm. The director, the sounds, the acting. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's more. Lighting for Lights mounted on batons. Lights angled for general illumination. Lights are soft, low intensity. 2 downstage lights, greater intensity. Half ellipse glow on wall behind bar. A roadside tavern in central Kentucky. The tavern is called the Lower Depth. Its clientele is working class. It is open morning through late night. The walls are wood paneling. The floor is linoleum tile. The Lower Depths is rarely busy, but it is never empty. Okay. Remember something trivial about the prior evening. Looks up suddenly. Oh, what? Okay. Looks left, right. Kim's newspaper. Article about the cross-country travel. Is it? By hot air balloon. Is that what that picture implies? Visualize hot air balloon launch. Forgets. Huh. Glass is clinking. Car passing by. From the author's essays and letters. We know Doolittle through a thought of the writer as an equal partner with the actors. The actors should have equal authority to write by acting into what Doolittle called the living script. Given the lack of stage directions and our interest as a company in foregrounding the physicality of the we made the bold decision to borrow the stage directions from his rarely performed pantomime A Barfly and fold them into the action of A Reckoning. We've always thought of these two pieces as related to its gesture to perform them simultaneously. And on the same stage, James B. Cardigan. That's, I don't Francis project of this distinction in his play A Reckoning. Originally written shortly before his mysterious disappearance. Several decades ago and published posthumously. The play is a favorite among companies wishing to show their knowledge of local cultural history. How unexpected the encounter then to encounter a production that treats the script so irrelevantly. This student company has gone so far as to change the title of the play and even add a new character. A silent, uncredited actor who pantomimes drunkenness with all the grace of a dog, trying to escape from under a duvet. Still, the staging of the entertainment stays true to the heart of Doolittle's work. Perhaps that's all the students owe him. Lily Thurston, Adair County News. Am I what? Oh, am I? I believe I am. I am the drunk barfly. I've never been to Texas. Oh, sure. They all have AC. It's too cold almost. In July, even. He's got a hotel. Yeah, hotel life. That's living. Maybe too much. I mean, what's to stop him, really? Meet some tall thing at a hotel bar? No. Ted's a good man. No, I know. He wouldn't run around. You're right. How about a beer? No beer today. Hard times whiskey. Oh, oops. Oh, that's all you've got? It's good whiskey. Local. Yeah. You take deliveries from them? Can I come back to the sandwich? There's a brick sandwich concerns me still. Sure. Hello. You ever see one of them? The boys from Hard Times? What? I heard they're strange. They work hard. They make a good whiskey. Just making sure there's nothing I'm missing. Okay. Who are we to judge? Sure, who are we? No one of consequence. What's all this? Bread for? Sandwiches. Rain's Law. Ha. The old ones went bed while you were on vacation? You have a good time? While the sandwiches rotted? Oh, you know me. Couldn't shut it off. 7 days on the beach and all I could think about was work. You know the new kitchen? Maybe hire a hostess, you know? A hostess? At the lower depths? Ah, crazy. No. It's not so crazy. I was in a bar. Down there in New Orleans. They had a hostess, some dive. She seats you and, I don't know. Points out specials. Could have specials every night in here. Drink specials? You make cocktails? No. Food specials. Monday night? Chicken. I don't know. Grilled chicken? Caesar salad? Class it up, you know? Bess would have liked it. Here's to Bess. Yeah. Yeah. Let me grab, here's to Bess. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. How about that sot in the corner? Hello. Not bothering nobody? Been here long? As soon as I opened. Got started a bit earlier, I suspect. On a mender, huh? Sleeping in a ditch or something? You don't think maybe Ted? No. Ted's a good man. Honest. Well liked. He's liked, but he's well liked. Sales is a good fit. Selling hammers. Can you believe it? Somebody has to. Sardonic. The hammers. They don't even sell themselves. They don't sell themselves. Here, here. It's just hard. Ted on the road. It's tough all over. What to do all day? Come here, I guess. Sure. That's what I do. Cheap drinks. Conversation. And the entertainment. Sure. What's tonight? Oh, tonight it's... Oh, Junebug. I'll stay for that. I need some music to get my mind off Ted. Something romantic, you know? A love song from when the world was young. What time? About 8, maybe. Well, set 'em up slow, or I'll sleep right through it. Uh, Wakefield Stunts and Entertainment. The premiere at Buffalo Street Student Theater was a curiosity. 2 obscure plays by a local author were simultaneously presented for the pleasure of a handful of baffled patrons. The result? An absorbing, if unfocused, drama about the ills of debt and dishonesty. Certainly, the highlight is Sarah Wakefield's performance as Pearl Slade, the young woman who tries to rid herself of her parents' debts. She is a revelation. Sadly, her verve and imagination do little to salvage the tepid pantomime of the barfly. A character who perhaps could have done with a few lines after all. Levi Tolbert, Kentucky Post. Set designer's notes. Doolittle must have been an odd bird. Many playwrights, at Tennessee Williams or Eugene O'Neill, spend as much energy on precise descriptions of the play's set as they do on any of the dialogue. So my job is finding ways to be creative within constraint. But Doolittle only described settings poetically. To be honest, I think he'd have preferred there wasn't a set at all. Well, here I am building one anyway. Serves him right for disappearing. All those years ago, the enigmatic wino. I don't mind a drunk, but I hate riddlers. Or riddles. Lula Chamberlain. Oh. Chamberlain. Oh, are you... Oh. Act 2, sound... Oh, we're going... Okay. Sound 5, Distant Highway. Sound 6, Nature Program. Sound 7, Drone number 2. Sound 8, Door opening. Sound 9, Door closing. Sound 10, Car passing by. Okay. Word dialogue. Oh. Afternoon. Oh. Oh. Scene. Afternoon. The same tavern. The same people. Fresh drinks. Okay. Anything else? Aren't you looking very persnickety, sir? What Chamberlain? Alright. Put it back on that. Weird dinosaur show, will you? Nah. Those history programs don't make any sense. I prefer the nature programs. Are you talking to me? They think they can say anything on TV. Oh wait, do I have new lines? I do. Glasses, 1 empty. Straightened shirt. Checks pockets for currency. Nope. Empty-handed. Hey, yeah. Enroll. Begins to calculate. Makes mental note of room exits. Right there. Considers possibility of escape. I probably would if I could. Inspects exit. Estimates paces to exit. Considers social. Effects of sudden exit. Weighs options. I would like to discuss the brick sandwich. Tinge Dorito. Encounters troubling headline. Bite slip. Pretends to inspect newspaper photograph. Recognizes neighbor, pictured left. Oh, hello. Averts eyes. Makes mental. Checklist for planned exit. Adjust position. Prepares to bowl. Remembers half full. Drink. Pauses. Sighs. Relaxes shoulders. Okay. But just so you know. I don't believe there to be a damn word in the Bible about dinosaurs on the Ark. Been a long time since Sunday school for me. Do you go to church, though? No, not since Bess. It was her church, really. Good Christian woman. Good Christian woman. Well, I'm curious. See where it's going with it. They've got you now. I just think they're gonna run out of rope before long. Dinosaurs on the Ark? I prefer the nature programs. Yeah. So, your vacation was good? Oh dear. 7 days pot poolside. I thought you said it was a beach. Oh. Sure. No, it was a pool. Was it a pool? Or a beach? Maybe. I don't remember. Weird. You think I'm... What is happening here? Is it a ponytail? I guess it is. Weird. Interesting hairdo. You too, sir. Oh! Oh, did she leave? I bet she left. Or maybe, no, that's the narrow door. There was a woman there. Perhaps. Oh! Hello. You think I'm making this up? Oh no, Hi, Harry. Are the old folks here? Just me and Evelyn. All morning. Hi, Evelyn. And that sot. In the corner. You're early, Pearl. Your parents usually don't roll until the evening, 5 or 6. Everything alright? Sure, thanks. We just have some stuff to talk about. Well, post up here. And let's watch this weird dinosaur show. I'll stand, you drink. I'll stand you a drink. All Harry's pouring. Today is Hard Times Whiskey. That all you got? They make a good whiskey. Sure, but you know, the rumors. The rumors are rumors. Put it on my tab, Harry. You driving, Pearl? Oh God, no. You know what they want, almost. 40 cents a gallon? I had the early shift. So I just walked over. In this heat? You still working? Over there at, Ace Jewelry and Loan. Joe Harden proudly trading Shortcuts for dignity 6 days a week since 1962. At least they have the piety to shut down on Sunday. With Joe, it's more likely a hangover. Can't it be both? Well, I know you see more trade than I do. Must be slow over at the hardware store. Slow isn't the word. And now Ted is out, shilling for quality hammers. To make up income. Mocking... Oh, have you seen call it... we made the switch. Recently, the business has tripled. We, of course, I'd love to have dinner with your lovely daughters. Evelyn. Hey, a man gets lonely out on the road. I know how it is. No. Harry, you've been traveling, right? Sure, yeah. Down in New Orleans. Just taking a break. A vacation. Looking around. For ideas. Tell her about the pool or the beach. Evelyn. Sounds nice. And the hostess. I may just cut you off. Looks dejected. Clears his throat. So, the pool? Or the beach? Yeah, Harry. Which was it? Well, it was a week of relaxation, and now I'm back. You still look stressed. If you don't mind me saying. Ha, he just looks like that. Sure, that's just how I look. I've never known you to leave town, Harry. I've never known you to leave this bar. Oh no, I get out. You still drive that old truck? I don't know. I think they towed it eventually. The hell you say? That must have been years ago, Harry. How do you get around now? I take the bus, or I walk. You walk to New Orleans? Watch it, Evelyn. Looks dejected. I didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Harry, did you really go to New Orleans? Now, just where do you two get off? Sorry, forget it. Sure, she didn't mean nothing by it. We'll lay off you and get back to drinking. Gotta be ready for the entertainment. Oh, who's on tonight? Tonight, it's Junebug. Works for me. Round 8, I think. I'll stick around. I could use some sad music. I came here to break some hearts. What's that? To dash dreams. What are you talking about? You gotta talk to my parents about their bar tab. I won't be paying for them anymore. Hang on now. No, it's time to cut the old folks loose and head west. I can't keep enabling them. You know? A debt's a debt now. Harry, I'm sorry. I know you've got a vested interest, and I don't want you to make a victim of you. They'll come up with it somehow. I'm sure. No, it's not that. The thing about debts is you never know when they'll be reckoned and called in. What's that mean? I'm not saying anything, but I know debt, Harry. I see it all day. It's all around me. Like a thick, gray fog. It's in the air I breathe. At the pawn shop. They have a new financial technology. I'm the ambassador. Did you know that? A new technology. It's a new kind of debt, Evelyn. It's a mess. What do you mean? A new kind of debt. You know what we do? At the pawn shop? Secured loans. We don't buy used goods, we take personal property as collateral on a loan. Then, if you don't pay your loan, we sell your stuff. Sure, I get that. It works for people who couldn't get loans otherwise. I guess. Now Hardin has this new idea. He calls it a payday advance. But it's just a short-term, unsecured loan with a wicked interest rate. There's no filtering. Most who borrow can't keep up. Then he has this big pile of debts with big returns on paper. And he can sell those debts to the bank. Huh, who's borrowing like that? Who do you think? When Joe put me in charge of it, the only dark-skinned clerk in the whole shop. You think so? I know it. Don't you see? I look just like you. You can trust me. But Joe knows they won't pay on time. There's no money in lending, but there's money in usury? In usury. No. That's in the Bible. I won't be his shill. I just have to save a bit more and then I go to California. I'll be a real clerk. At a credit union or something. Something ethical. I just have to get rid of these old parasites first. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, my tab is in. Good shape, I think. You're behind too. Not as bad as the Slades, but... Well, Harry, the only thing I owe you is a handshake and this. Whiskey you're about to pour me. Let's say this one's on me, Pearl. No. I'm good for it. For today, let's just say it's on me. You're awfully strict about cash for a guy. He just got back from vacation. Drink up, Evelyn. Maybe you'd better find some other chair to sink into so your debts don't get reckoned out from under you. I'm out for a bit. I'll be back later to disappoint a couple of old deadbeats. I'll stay for the entertainment. I won't throw you out, but just remember what I said. I guess that's another act gone. Huh. Stiffly written, but well acted. There aren't many characters in the entertainment. Now playing at Buffalo Street Student Theater. But director James B. Carrington has been able to give them all enough dimension to make them interesting. Edgar Foy's performance as dejected bartender Harry is convincing, but this is not a role into which an actor can project much power. The audience pities him without ever really knowing why. Indeed, despite the cast's well-rounded portrayals, sparks only fly once or twice. Zoe Hook's Louisville Times. Oh, she's back up. Dramaturg's notes. To set the play in present day, 1973, we needed to adjust the price of gas. As discussed by Pearl, Evelyn, and Harry. We also made some adjustments to the description of Pearl's work. We left in a line about Rain's Law, which would have been archaic. In Doolittle's time anyway. I guess the biggest change we made, besides mashing the two Doolittle plays into one, was the title. We thought we should rename it A Reckoning and a Barfly, to mix the two titles and really be clear about where it came from. But Carrington liked the bleak irony of the entertainment. Joseph Wheatree. Act 3 Sound Cues. Sound 11, Distant Highway. Sound 12, Drone 3. Slumps alone. Barfly slumps alone at a table. Barfly remembers. Scowls at memory of unkind word. Barfly remembers. Considers retorts to perceived slights. Barfly remembers arguments. Forgets specifics. Barfly scans forecast. Tries to remember day of week. Considers past or future thunderstorm. Scratches absently. At table. Silently repeats prayer to stupor. Scene, evening, the same tavern. Scene, evening, the same tavern. Now patrons, Rosa and Lawrence, our new patron, seated at a table. Old, tired. New patron. Oh, hello. Management material. That's what he said. Is that so? 11 years behind. The supermarket till. You're damned right. Damn right. I have commitment. And reliability. That's what he said. Management potential. I bet they raise you to $3. I bet $4. The responsibility. Whistles. You see Pearl today? She was working all day, I think. Usually doesn't. Work mornings. The Slate women are all getting promoted. I think they just put her on another shift. What's the morning? Shift like at a pawn shop. Do you think? Black coffee and desperation. Let's celebrate. Harry. Another round. We're celebrating 2 promotions. In the family. talk to Pearl today? She worked all day. She was here earlier. Looking for you two. She'll be back. Why don't you just pace yourselves till you talk to her? We're celebrating. Pace yourselves. Or pay your bill. Why are you so stuck on a bill all of a sudden? Are you sunstruck? Sure, you know it's twice as bright when you get to the ocean and the pool both reflecting at you. Evelyn. You catch sight of any alligators? Sure, it was gators. Everywhere. A swamp. Big, sandy swamp with a hotel pool and with a pool and a hostess. What's that? Set 'em up, Perry. Jimbug will be here any minute. And we want to be receptive. Alright. But I keep track. There'll be a reckoning. You hear, you folks here, about the reckoning? First I've heard. What's up, Harry? Sure on your bills? Let the books get away from you? That's an ignorant thing to say. Been doing my books for 10 years. Keeping this place alive all on my own. Ever since Bess. I ought to just let you run that tab up until you drink yourselves underground. Now he didn't mean nothing by it, Harry. Yeah, Harry. You know I'm only joking. Sure, I know. I know you're joking. Alright. Let's drink. I better slow down. Hard Times whiskey comes on strong. Don't want to end up like that. Hello. Boiled owl in the corner. I can't tell anymore. There they have some secret ingredients. Or a secret process or something. Something in the wood. They age it in. Yeah, something. Strange yet in that wood. Drink up, Larry. Don't call me Larry. Sounds like an old man. Alright, Silver Fox. Now I'll let it slide. Another? Well, I don't get paid until Friday. And I haven't seen Pearl all day. She can pick it up when she comes back. Don't count on it. What the hell kind of thing to say is that? Our own daughter. Jirashi's here. Limits. What? I don't know what she said, but the Slades are good for it. The family takes care of our own. Sure, we'll get it straightened out when she comes back. Better get here soon. or she'll miss the entertainment. Shouldn't Junebug be here now, Harry? Yep. That's what you get working with artists. Good entertainment, but it's always late. It's pretty late though. Or this is pretty late though. We'll stick around. We're celebrating. Sure. You're not expecting. Oh yeah, not expecting. A late night sentimental call. And if he does, let it ring. The philanderer. Last drink, Evelyn? One more, Harry. I just want to hear some music. Well, she'd better show up soon. Act 3 sound cues. Wait. Sound 13 Distant Highway. Sound 14 Juicebox Love Song. Sound 15 Disconcerting Hum. Writer's Notes. Many in the audience considered leaving. If anyone leaves, let them leave. The theater is not a prison. If anyone coughs, cough also. The theater is not a sickbed. We minister to the audience. We revere the pains of the audience. Lem Doolittle. Entertainment bores at times. The conclusion of the entertainment is obscured modernism posing as tragedy. We can only presume that this is another of this company's experimental intervision to the original script, as it betrays the human drama so carefully erected over the prior 3 scenes. Oh dear. Lula Chamberlain's set is unpretentious and realistic, with a handful of confident lighting cues. The dialogue has an easy faculty for barroom banter, but a disconcerting habit of settling into familiar grooves. An uneven but decent production. Nathan Masters, Lexington Herald. Scene, late night, same tavern. Ensemble, apprehensive. Barfly slumps half asleep on the table. Barfly struggles to remember. Mental checklist. Barfly fumbles in. Pockets remembers. Places right hand on chin. Places left hand on leg. Leans precariously into. Table. Closes eyes. Opens eyes. Scans table for landmarks. Remembers. Spits. Glances down at newspaper. Tries to be interested. Sighs. Shuffles. Surrenders. I love this song. I've never heard it. It's a love song. It's a Valentine. Sure. Ever been in love? Nope. Nope. Me neither. Well, there's Ted. Son of a bitch. Evelyn. You love Ted, right? He's a son of a bitch. Out on the road. selling hammers and hammering shopgirls. You know he isn't. Well, I wish he would. You don't mean that. Sure. I don't mean that. He's a son of a bitch. But you have to stick by your family. Sometimes. If it kills you. Do you? Why? You just have to. Why? I love the song. What if they're better off without us? My folks could get better with money. Ted could. I don't know. Meet someone new. He wouldn't. He's a good man. Would you? Groans. All I want is to be free of parasites. Keep my own money, pay my own debts. Don't be a fool. Buy me a drink. What do you want? I want to run a hardware store with my dear husband, Evelyn. I want a whiskey. That's all you want? And a love song. Oh. She could have said, sure. Pearl, you could have said something. I shouldn't have to. Say anything, Dad. Letting us just sit and soak up a debt. We're celebrating. Pearl, it's supposed to be a celebration. Don't you know the news? Larry, drop it. Let's celebrate. I'm not stopping you. But I'm not paying for it. Your mother is going to be a manager. So put a manager's salary on the tab. It's not... Sure, they said she's management material. What kind of material are you, Pearl? Maybe. He said maybe. I'm made of sweat. And blood and beer. Just like you raised me. That's a damn strange thing to say. Sure, my hands are cut up, but you're a loan clerk. And your mother is a manager. At a supermarket. Damn it, Lawrence. It's not settled. Not settled. O'Neill just handed you a promotion. Why can't you celebrate? Rosa, what did he say to you? Remember what he said to you? He said, didn't he? He said, maybe, eventually. Maybe eventually. Maybe eventually. Management material. Keep your chin up. Maybe eventually. Sooner or later. Keep your chin up. How's that, Dad? Enough. You can still settle. It'll just take longer. I should look again. Just sit with me, Larry. Just wait, let's just wait for the music. Get away from the awfulness. Sure. We can celebrate. Sure. The Slade women are moving up. Eventually. If she's this late, she's not coming. Where's Junebug? Where's the entertainment? I said, if she's this late, she always shows up. I've got nothing better to do. You gonna settle? Up first? Don't be a fool. Watch it. I'll buy you a drink. How about a water, Evelyn? And maybe call it a night? What time is it? I love this song. It's relaxing. Like the sun by the pool on a beach full of gators. God damn it, Evelyn. Harry, your language. What would Bess think? Good Christian woman. God damn it, who cares? If I did or didn't go to New Orleans. She didn't mean anything by it. Maybe I just sat here, alone in the dark. Would you like that, Evelyn? That what you want to hear? Watching nature. Programs in the dark. Just here, just me and the deer. And the gators. The goddamn dinosaurs. It was Harry's Ark, Evelyn, 2 by 2. Out of the flood and into the poorhouse. He's just drunk. All on my dime. Well, there's gonna be a reckoning. All of you. Just stick around and you'll see. What are you talking about, Harry? What reckoning? I want to hear another love song. Where's Junebug? I hope she never shows up. I can't pay her. The money's run out. What's that? It's gone. The money's all gone. I let you sponges soak up so many free drinks, now I can't even stock the whiskey without striking a deal. No more whiskey? Harry. What kind of deal? It doesn't matter. You can't blame us. Harry, we're just a little short. From time to time. Sure. Just leave, Pearl. Just trust me. Okay. I'm leaving. Are you sure? I'm sure. You don't deserve this. All I want is a love song and a whiskey. You'll have plenty of time for whiskey. I just want to be left alone. That man is like a straitjacket. I know, Evelyn. If only he'd meet some tall young thing on the road. I know. "11 years behind a supermarket till. Keep your chin up. Rosa. Eventually. Maybe. Maybe eventually. Now you should all clear out. Where would we go? Let's just wait. Let us wait for Junebug. We're good for it. We just want to have a few drinks. See the entertainment, then we'll go home. You don't understand. Sure. We know you're struggling. We're all struggling. Harry, you said you have a deal, right? God damn it. You don't understand me. Harry, your language. What's to understand? We'll settle our debt soon. Rosa in line for this promotion. All they want is debt. They'll feed on it. They put it in the whiskey. What? The hell are you saying? He'll be here soon. The boy from Hard Times. There'll be a reckoning. Harry, our debt's not to the distillery. It is now. I traded it. I sold it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Whoa. Wait a second. Just... something about me gets me. Something about this game. Just figure out what's real and what ain't. Okay. $83 and sunny now. Looks like it's going to get up to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight so get out those parasols. Haha. Major accident just ahead of Bardstown exit, so if you're headed to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Haha. Sugar? Just a little. I forgot how you take your coffee. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. Those old horses, I heard you yelling. Bad dreams? We were up on a roof, Ira and Charlie, eating a light supper. I was drinking sweet tea, Charlie was reading. We were surrounded by other houses, closely packed. Huge sidewalks It must have been what's the word? A subdivision. That's it, I'm sure. Below us, a group of people were gathered, standing quietly. A man was reading from a book. I asked Gira about the weather. Would it rain on Tuesday? Or when would the sun set? Something like that. He wouldn't answer me. Charlie stood up and Ira told him to watch his step. And then I remembered. I woke up before I could stop him. Charlie was alone on the roof. I guess he was. He was so bright. His teacher said, what was the word? Imaginative. That's it. How could I forget? He didn't listen. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's... an accident. Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. That truck will outlive us all. I hope you're right. I'm glad you keep it. I would have wanted you to have it. It's been running since Charlie was born. It took me to the hospital in that truck. So did you once. When you fainted. My hero. So. Long drive. They said they couldn't come in person. Maybe just a shut-in. I didn't recognize the address. The order is all... I'm sure we can fill it. I guess that'll be the last. I guess it will be. The last act of Lizette's Antiques. The, oh, what's the word? Finale. That's... maybe. Dots. No, that's not the word. I just need to think about it. More coffee or something. Or I've had too much. It'll come to you. Maybe. I'm not sure anymore. It seems inevitable. There will start to be words that I lose forever. What are those boxes you said in the hallway? Charlie's old books. Oh. I thought we could look at them together. That sounds nice. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Sure, Liz. I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the 5s. That's every 10 minutes, brought to you by the Consolidated Power Company. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate, helping you turn your humble home into a mansion after this. But that's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here, and they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it, so... I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neurophenol TM is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you've lost time? I feel fine. Good. How about that leg? How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts his leg a bit in his chair, testing it. Well, this isn't my leg. It seems better, but it wasn't worth it. It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out under his feet. This isn't my leg. Not your... Oh, of course it's your leg. It looks wrong, you replace it. It doesn't feel like it belongs to me anymore. I haven't encountered this reaction before. But it's not totally unheard of. I read a paper about something like this last year. It can happen for a lot of reasons. Neurology, psychology, social. I'm sure it won't persist in your case. Your thoughts and feelings are probably still a little nebulous from the Neurophenol TM. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two, regardless. Conway stares remotely at his leg. Let's talk about a few things you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. How long am I going to be recovering? Well, at your age, I want to be clear, you should expect lingering effects of your injury more or less the rest of your life. Don't immerse it fully in water, avoid extremes of temperature, I'd stay away from dusty roads and mountain lions as much as possible. Mountain lions? Good advice in any context. Best thing you can do is to keep it clean and free of debris. Is it? What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with soft cloth, moisten with water, or isopropyl alcohol. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. So do you have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. What are you fishing for? Just out on the lake. Stripers, maybe. You gotta keep these wrists and elbows limber, you know? Haha. Oh, one more thing. Don't be alarmed if you experience any side effects of the Neurophenol TM. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugu states, irregular perceptions of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. Act 3, Scene 1. Museum of Dwellings. Oh, legs. Huh. Huh. You get some rest back there? That doctor seemed nice enough. Yeah, I'm sure he does an okay job. How are the drugs treating you? I feel a little distracted. I don't like to take medicine. No, it's good for you. He's a doctor, right? I know what you mean, though. Oops. My folks had a particular relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration stuff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs in small patches before something or other would get contested, and we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. If a cut got infected or her migraines were too much to handle, Mom would talk to so-and-so who knew so-and-so, and usually another minor, and end up with some pills. Instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy, anecdotal warnings and superstitions, like all this lore that came with it. Like magic, dangerous, mysterious. Weaver's folks couldn't help? Yeah, they had a pretty good health care through the university for a while there. A couple of times they'd swing something, so I got a bit of whatever Weaver needed. In high school, Weaver got these pills to help her focus. She was so smart, but always going off different directions, mind racing, like 5 conversations going on in her head at once, and you're lucky if even one of them is with someone in the room, you know? So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school too, failing my history class. She offered to share these pills. Did it help? At first, yeah, it helped a lot. I had a kind of presence and clarity of purpose that I've never had otherwise. I didn't want to stop taking them. One day I was sitting on my bed, my notebook was open next to me, and on top of the textbooks I was holding... next to me on top of a textbook, and I was holding a pen in my hand. I remember this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly, with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I had recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny thing, a tiny nothing moment. My mom patching up the side of a birdcage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on the image, and that sound, the cage kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding, scraping copper against paint, like bowing a rubber violin with a railroad tie. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of a bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirsts, patching that birdcage with a 1,000-yard stare. Museum visitors. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day of the year except Labor Day. Last admission is at 4 p.m. daily. Damn. Oh, it's... oh. It's them. You're a little late to the museum. And then what? You're being very uptight right now. Are these the same folks with the dice? I forget their names. You're right, it's unlocked. I'm not sure it's finished in there though. What's finished? Would it be better if it were finished? Can we be sure of that? They're pretty family in there, to Ben. Hush, I think I heard a voice. Maybe security guard? I didn't hear anything. We're just too late. Let's come back tomorrow. Alright, let's go in. If everything's shut down, it'll be pretty boring. Any of you folks know a diner or something around here? What? I said it'll be pretty boring. No, we have flashlights. Look, if we visit by day, we'll see what they want us to see. If we visit by night, it's all up to us. Emily, Ben, and Bob argue about whether to enter the museum. Any new words? So, what's the plan here? I could use a bite to eat. Oh, okay. You've been on the road a while. Well, there's an all-night convenience store not too far from here. Is that okay? Sounds good to me. Okay. We can take 31 heading east. It's right before 65. They don't want to stay any longer. So we take 31 heading east until hit 35. Terrible with remembering things. Truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the next road to a fallen tree. Act 3, Scene 2. A tree. Ezra's still with us. Was that someone new? Nothing to be done? Can you take a look at it? I guess I could poke around in there, but I don't know a damn thing about engines. Wait, is this why you always leave your truck running? Well, it's up on a hill, so I get the picture. Anyway, do you know this area? Anyone around here that could give us a hand? It looks like a road crew's been here. Hey, we should call someone. Do you know a good towing company? Yep, Lucky Boot Collisions and Towing. Here's their card. Lucky Boot. Alright, I'll give them a call. Hope I can get a signal out here. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Hi, hello. We've got an old, I want to say diesel, old truck just stalled out here. Inaudible, irritable, inaudible, sleepy, inaudible, confused. Confused. This is Lucky Boot Collision Towing, right? A friend gave me your card, open 23 hours a day. Inaudible accusatory, inaudible inquisitive, inaudible suspicious. Inquisitive. Yeah, that's why I'm calling. Exactly, that's all. Inaudible apologetic, inaudible forceful, inaudible obtuse. Apologetic. No, it's okay. We just need to get to an auto shop and get this taken care of. Inaudible wistful, inaudible maudlin, inaudible concerned. Thanks for the offer, but we really just need a tow is all. Inaudible pragmatic, inaudible meticulous, inaudible neighborly. We already ate. As soon as you can get out here, we're off 65 somewhere. Just kind of pulled up next to this tree that fell over. Inaudible placating, or not placating, maybe. Inaudible specific, inaudible tangible. That's pretty accurate description of it, yeah. Hanging over the power lines just like that. Did you see it go down? Inaudible dismissive, inaudible indulgent, inaudible assertive. Okay, my pleasure. How long do you think it'll be? Inaudible silence. Radio music, distant traffic sound. Radio music. Hello? I think they're on their way. Guess we have some time to kill. Could look over the road map again. Pretty grim place to be stuck. I wonder what happened. To the tree, I mean. Maybe it was just old. You know what used to happen to old trees out in the forest? Wildfire would come through and clear them out. It made room for new trees. But then people built houses and we can't have fires going all the time. We kept putting them out, and now we have all these old trees choking out the saplings. starving the young trees for resources, just clinging on to life until snap. Then some road crew comes by and blasts the stumps with dynamite. I think I'll take a look at that radio of yours. Maybe I can get it to going again. No point just standing around. Are you bored? Are you? Yeah, most of the time. Let's play a game. What would you like to play? We can tell the future with this little tree branch. Pretty easy. We just break off all the little sticks on each section and count through the different things that could happen. Okay, what should we ask? It should be about you. I can't do both the counting out and the question. What kind of bed will I sleep in tonight? Ezra snaps the smaller branches away, one at a time, counting possibilities. King size, queen size, twin size, bunk. Bunk. Okay, what else? What job will I have next? How will I travel in the future? Ezra snaps the smaller branches away, one at a time, counting possibilities. Motorbike, motorboat, horseback, hearse, old truck, new truck. New truck. The branches are too bare. Don't worry about it too much. It's just a bunch of sticks. Blue. How long do you think we'll be waiting here? I wish Julian wasn't so busy right now. Got a lot of houses to carry still. I guess it's not so bad. Julian's like you, he doesn't talk much. I like hanging out with you folks. I like hanging out with you folks anyway. How's it looking? That thing's been broken for years. The leads are badly corroded, but I'm making progress. That's what I like about working with electronics. It gets easier as you go on. For me, it's just the opposite. Almost there. Is this the right way? I don't recognize these trees. Oh, Junebug. Of course it is. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Just, the trees are so quiet, right? Usually you'd hear birds, wind, a squirrel or something. Turn your ears down and focus on the radio, Cricket. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm just a little bored. I'll work on some chord progressions in my head for a while or something, haha. How far out are we? I don't know, 20 minutes? Are we there yet? I don't know, 20 minutes? Damn. Harry's not gonna be happy, you know, he doesn't like me anyway. I'll tell him you had to get that drain pipe on tape. Oh, he wouldn't appreciate it. But man, the way those raindrops boom down that thing, I got at least 30 minutes of it. More than all silver and gold of this earth. You should have been a poet. I'll leave poetry to the professionals. What's on your mind, Cricket? Oh, I don't know. Just looking at the stars. Hope we get there soon. Never been this late. Which star is your favorite? That little one in the corner. Huh. Oh. Brake disc? They look like they could use some help. You gonna fix it up for them, Johnny? Oh, I don't know, a wrench from a caliprod. I thought maybe you... I guess up to some good Samaritan. Okay, we'll help them. You're the best. And hey, maybe if they're not busy, they can fill some seats at the gig, you know? If no one's there, Harry'll try and bilk us on our fee. Was that him? Who? Lucky, oh, the tow company? No. Yeah, they're too fast for a truck. I bet they're getting chased by something. Maybe just have somewhere important to be. Definitely getting chased by something. I should talk. I want to talk to both of them. Stay here. What an odd sound. Careful, he's wicked with strangers. Who's chasing you? Hear that, Cricket? We're being pursued. I knew it. Who's after us? That's a good question. These folks seem to have a certain handle on the situation. So, maybe the law? Sure, something like that. Listen, we've got 2 questions for you folks. What kind of people do you take us for? I mean, how do we strike you? You seem nice enough. You seem nice enough to Johnny. What do you think, Cricket? Our generosity is unmistakable, ma'am. It radiates. It does radiate. Now here's another question for you. Do you like music? Do you like music? Was that used to sing in taverns on the weekend? Beautiful stuff. Liz, of course you do. I like it. I like it. Say, they should come to our gig. What an idea. Well, we're waiting for a tow. A tow? I won't hear about it. This time of night, you'll be kicking your heels till dawn. We'll fix your truck up. Me and Johnny are a couple of regular gearheads. Well, I just put a new cylinder block in this baby over here. The weird vector. The sloth on wheels. The vicious cycle. I like, this gets me. This gets me really hard. Don't take that out of context. That's what we call our bike. We call it the vicious cycle. Pretty tough, huh? We'll get you fixed up quickly so you can come to the gig. See, we have regular bookings tonight and we're running late. Very late. That's what I told them. Now the old man who runs this venue, Harry Esperanza, is a notorious withholder, and if we don't get a few bodies in the crowd, he'll go all penny pinching on us. Just a short set. We only have 1 song prepared. You'll come to the gig, won't you? Really don't have time. Of course we will. Of course, to Johnny. Of course they will. Nah, love it. Can you believe we almost didn't stop? To Blue. Hungry, old lady? I think I've got crust in the sidecar here. But Johnny here saw you folks here in trouble. Well, it's all said and done. We stopped. That's all that matters. Our gig's at an old tavern called The Lower Depths. The Lower Depths. Psst. It's over there by Old Charlie Morin Highway, just east off 65. We usually take the right off the interstate around the arcade. Johnny likes the arcade. That place. I just put fresh batteries in my field recorder. Now let's see about that truck of yours. I feel certain we can get it running. Interesting. So we get it. Alright. The lower depths. I guess we can stop. Let's see. It was just before 65, right? So yeah, get some grub first. The convenience store is just a tiny booth in the middle of a lot of must-have. The convenience store is just a tiny booth in the middle of a lot that must have once been an active gas station. The light of the booth is always on, or is on. Approach window. Conway approaches a window. The inside of the booth is big enough for a card table, 2 chairs, and a few plastic crates filled with snacks and warm Coke. 2 men shuffle plastic dominoes across the table. Knock on the window. One of the men waves brusquely in Conway's general direction and returns his focus to the game. Look for a door. Conway looks around for a door. He finds a sliding service window on the far side of the booth, and the kind that can slide in and out of the booth without allowing anyone to reach in and make a grab for the cash register. I've passed in some money. Conway puts a few dollars to the service window. One of the men lets out a vexed sigh without standing or turning his eyes away from the game. He reaches into a plastic crate and retrieves a small blue bag, distractedly pushing it through the service window. Chips or something? The bag is illustrated with a cartoon drawing of an avocado, but the nutritional data suggests it's pretty sugary. The expiration date has been worn away. Now, I'm a man that takes my snacks very seriously, but it'll do in a pinch. Where's the burning tree? Okay. The arcade, so... The arcade? The arcade is closed. Alright. That? Oh, is that? That? No. Oh, it's over here. I see, we got a little... Right? Yeah, the tavern. Perfect. And that was the whiskey factory. Act 3, Scene 3. The lower depths. 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 Doesn't feel right? Feels a little like home, huh? It's not all bad memories. General Times in a twisted kind of way. Is that her making that noise? You a robot? Kind of late. Are you sure they're open? Sure, they're open. This is one of those places. Let's head on in. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? That's lovely, ma'am. Who said it? A poet. I believe she is a robot. Makes a little... Ma'am, I'd say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Well, we've done more with less. Do you play here often? We have a regular thing here. Harry likes to just book it all up and forget about it. He's not really a music lover, I wouldn't say, but I guess his wife was. She had the stage put in. I know that, so he keeps it going in her memory, or out of habit. What a sandwich. Wait, it's a brick sandwich. A rough brick between 2 stale pieces. A rough brick between 2 pieces of stale bread sits in the center of the table, surrounded by a ring of undisturbed dust. Oh, glasses. Goggles. A bulky set of black goggles sits on the edge of the table. Next to an ashtray, a newspaper, and a few empty glasses. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Huh. What is it? I guess I don't know. Can I tell you a horrible secret? I never wear eye protection in the shop. It's dangerous, I know, but I always look back and forth from my oscilloscope to whatever I'm working on, and the scope has this particular kind of hard bordered glow that I just... Well, I've never found a pair of goggles or glasses that doesn't smear out that glow. At best, the lens softens everything so you can't quite find the edges. Ezra slips eagerly through the jukebox catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. Cute kid. Also, he's just sticking with us, I guess. I wasn't expecting that. Wonder if we're picking up a new set of lips every time. I probably could have phrased that better, but I meant that for chatting. I wanted to be poetic to go along with this country time tune. Yeah, she's standing very still. Oh no, she's not. She's fidgeting. Yeah. Also, yeah, that's the barfly, right? Get it. All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. Got any coffee going? No coffee. Hard Time whiskey. Yeah, they're robots of some kind. Yelling towards the exit. Say, shut the GD door, would you? I can't afford to run the AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind, listen. I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. Where is everyone? Everybody had to, clear out. Let's get set up, huh? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for... We brought some people, Harry. Crowd is for it. Yeah, but also I... couldn't use a break... don't... Couldn't you use a break, Harry? Been on my feet all day. But I... Oh, they're both making the noise. Okay. How's it looking out there? How are y'all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Or are you just the soundboard behind the bar? How's that? Test. Test 11350. Lamentation. Lamentation. Lamentation? Lamentation? Lamination? Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? Conway. How about you, old man? Yeah, real bad. We'll try not to make it too much worse. This song is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know? You like to drive around, old man? That's where I feel at home. Of course you do. So we were out riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade. Weeds in the parking lot. Taps all dry. Bats in the bar room. And run by this creaky old bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. Glad to be back here at the lower depths. Hey now. So we stopped for an early drink, and there was a lady singing right here on stage. And the song she sang, well, it stuck with us, and now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed to like a sweet gal. And she had a voice like a Scotch whiskey. And we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is, Too Late to Love You. When you left me, I never should have met you. I wish. Oh. Oh! Oh, I get to pick the song, okay. I wish we'd met before. Great luck. Hope you liked it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. Look at you spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. Just got to get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to a 0. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverent, chilly, rapt. I guess the usual fee is about right. We'll let you get back to your business. Well, that's just the, damn it, I was trying to tell you two, I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU. Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey. I guess I had some surplus credit, so I got this note to get some more from them later on. Must have been a hell of a trade. I had to. Got to keep this place open somehow. God damn. Watch your language, Harry. Did you pay them with your IOU? Well, very contemporary. Very astute. How about, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just... I can collect on it here when they bring more whiskey up. But for you to cash it in, you'd have to go down to... You know. Down to the distillery. Down to hard times. And you know, it's... You gotta take the 0. So... That's what we'll do. How do we get there? Are you folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but I hear... People hear things, rumors. Where we've got to go. Well, I'll tell you then. But this is it, right? We're square. Harry, you're alright. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you got to do. Take a left out of the parking lot, then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar but strange. You know the feeling, like, I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. They're filmed in the mountains, and there's the deer. And I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. It's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Something like that. You'll know it when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar station on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for. Eventually. Eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Sardonic. Is it? I'm not sure what sardonic means. Or I should look that up later. I have a general idea from context clues, but who knows how dense I can be. Double check. How do I... Oh, radio. This agent doesn't quite match the bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we heard it. What's the station? I've never heard of this before. Sounds like horses. Horses running? A race? Charlie and I used to go to races sometimes. Charlie, he was your boss's kid, right? The one who, yeah. Must be some memories there. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. I said we just drive until it cuts out. Horses, right. Um... I do like the song. Am I supposed to go here? Oh, Act 3, Scene 4. Hall of the Mountain King. Well, how you going, Willow? What do you suppose happened here? Some kind of storm washed it away? Or just slow drip from the ceiling wearing it down? We are in a cave. Johnny? Time to cut him loose, ma'am. Well, now I'm having fun. Ah, okay. Slow night anyway. The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Right. Yep, I guess we've picked up Junebug. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banister. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. A pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left by the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. A pile of discarded electronic burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, or relaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew, when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. Downward. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interests at heart, while really you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire with her affection. But it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-dripping stuff. You know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus, steaming up the windows. Why'd you stop writing? You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something with that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige boxes. Ha. So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction. And then I picked up Donald's search assistantship here, as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Oh, this guy electronics burns in the chamber. Oh. Oh, there's an old man. A woman in tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. Alright, old man. What's up? Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Softly. Where the old green rivers run, through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. Oh, who are you? What's that song? Oh, you've caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my youth. Something a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. Singing, in old Kentucky, where my love a lovely home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to that sunless sea. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and that is, what were we talking about? We're a bit lost, actually. Ah, you come from the road, the zero. No, you should stay off that road. Not safe. Bizarre topology. You'll never get anywhere. It just brings you right back here. The bridge is out down there. Yes, we're quite marooned in this moment. But I don't mind, not anymore. This is where my life's work is, the computer. We're on the other side of the spire. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from the university basement and left in this cave to rot, or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I've modified it extensively, and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry? Sounds like it would short circuit. Certainly. But not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others. And it grows in nonlinear chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings, but we are mere gardeners on the ruins. Our keystrokes echoes off the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We are too late, always too late. What did you say something? We're about to tell us about the software. I'm just interested in the mold computer. The mold computer. Oh, Xanadu. You heard about it. Perhaps you've read about it in a journal? It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explored its data structures in my artificial literary multitudes. Hypertextual narrative as post-structural witness evolved, and then deteriorated, downsized dramatically, and takes a puff from his pipe. I'm afraid you are too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enhanced. Then, all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something, then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? No. Then I hope you never have occasion to be haunted by the ghost of missed opportunities. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I keep them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious, dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Oh, that's an Andrew. Do you know that when I first... if this cave were larger, could it... I'm getting ahead of myself. I've got it. How would you characterize the space? The one we're standing in now. It's a mess. It's a catastrophe. Or the site of some ancient catastrophe, anyway. Sure, the evidence is all around us. Oh, this sounds full of junk. Oh. What's burning on that fire? Mysterium tremendum? It sends the shadow scattering momentarily lights the mouths of unseen tunnels. That fire is constantly reshaping my... Close your eyes. Will you close your eyes? Okay. Good. Now. You're standing at the top of a rocky peak. A tongue of flame licks the shadowy anatomies of... Where are we? Oh, here again. How disappointing. Sorry to disappoint. No, it's my fault. I shouldn't be so attached to the future. It's always getting in the way of my work. Better to be in the moment, carefully observing and documenting with no attachment. Let me give you an example. I was a grad student studying statistics when I started working with Donald on his project. He said we needed someone with a more analytical mind to do the descriptive writing. Someone who would appreciate the cave descriptions as real labor. Instead of taking their authorial voice for granted, Donald warned me it would be long hours of typing painstakingly detailed descriptions into the computer, and I put in the hours. Believe me, I put in the hours. I've described every facet of this cave in such detail that it sometimes... I don't know if I'm reading or looking, writing or exploring. Often in the dark and lonely moments, I worry that in my sleep, I've transcribed rooms from my dreams into the system. How would we know? They could only be entered with precise, faithful detail. That's all I know how to write, and all I dream about is caves. I only dream of caves. To Xanadu. Massive gate constructed out of scavenged materials blocks passage down from the far side of the spire. Hey, Roberta? The kingdom is in peril. Roberta laughs. Well, what else is new? Where's the kingdom? You're in the throne room. There are 3 legendary treasures hidden throughout the castle that will restore these ruins to their former glory. What do they look like? She's messing with you, kid. Roberta laughs. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, a magic mirror that prevents the future, a magic shield that protects the bearer from age, a magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to a public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. And then I came to work for Donald. I paid the bills, rubbed leathering elbows with the academics, scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence. The kingdom is in peril. Xanadu. How do you think we get it started? This old thing? Maybe there's a hand crank around. Oh, it has a run key. Excuse me. Act 4, 3, Scene 5. I am Xanadu. You got it eventually. At the Den of Aro. Art. You are standing at need. Oh, but that is. This thing is in rough shape. These switches do anything? Conway flips an unlabeled switch. Standing at the end of road before smaller Aron. Okay, that's worse. That looks like a house. Type house. Typing house. Hats. Naz. Vort. Record. Die. In. Leadquit. You are in Leadquit. A lot is wet. A sign has everywhere. As then the Lula or the computer is crying on the backs. Carrying on their backs. Avon something. Lula. That the strip. Is everything on now? Say Lula? Typing Lula. Lula. Are Donald small as well in the interior? I looked the machine and the parts borrowed from the school. Vims is all to my is so we won. I ain't so mad. Us as is lay and open guards here ascribed for the with him is that is the paper towel reader. And you guard it how you're at holding. Damn, I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portable degauser with me. Old system like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along whatever pattern it's settled into, you know? The degauser clears that up by suddenly shaking the magnetic field around until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it anyway. Like shaking a snow globe. Haha, worth a shot. Hall of the Mountain King. Nope. Hall of the Mountain. Nope. After it may have been years to bolt the tunnel in the cave, it's been, well, okay. Salatists are on the ceiling that are not God's expense. That is where you set up the ointment. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. Act 3, Scene 6. Hall of the Mountain King. I didn't say Act 3, Scene 4, did it? I bamboozled? Bizarre. And what was that thing about Lula? Maybe Dal knows how to clear it up a bit? I don't know. So, you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? Is that the end? Chalky bones of a beautiful dream, but you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory. Exhaustively stimulated parallel cave ecosystems. Real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. Then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What'd they look like? They look like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me, but it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, Lula? Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? Looking for her now. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together. Did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I? Lula is gone from here, but points across the cave with his pipe. Still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, or how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, before its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. Until... But maybe. Those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've seen many eager seconds to navigate, or I've sent many eager second to navigate with them, negotiate with them, repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel, push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness. Watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and knees, from rock to crystal, then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe. A few dreams left. Don't smoke more. Smoke more. Act 3, Scene 7. Kyle. Where the strangers come from. Uh-huh. We've left Johnny. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. Find any lizards? I wasn't really looking. Nice cover story, kid. Why do you dress like a punk? Is that guy your boyfriend? No. What's a boyfriend anyway? The word people use because everyone else does. Doesn't mean anything to me. He's my cricket. See? It means something. It's specific. I want to be specific. I think you are. Middle of the night and here you are in a graveyard. Any other kid your age would be in bed. Just gotta make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half-foot shorter and all grade, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. Bunch of gray shadows shoveling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear and an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over. We knew we weren't miners. Slipped out onto the road and just the two of us, just these two featureless shadows. Ever since that night, we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. I feel like more like myself every day. I feel a little more like myself when it's just me and Julian. Well, there. Now you're getting specific. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't. Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right, okay. We got what we need. Let's go. Now I'm curious. Act 3, Scene 8. Hall of the Mountain King. Being softly. Trace an orbit around the road. Close your eyes with holy dread. For we own mold and whiskey dead. Drank from rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your dad machine. But I'm not sure it was worth it. Oh. So soon the visitors will return. What have you found? They need to type a specific phrase to restore it. Oh. A bit of a poem to rally the illustrious spirit. Of course. Well then. Type away by all means. Do not hesitate. Type away. Xanadu. concerned and... Where's Cricket? Okay. We're supposed to type dome and air. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Act 3, Scene 9. Xanadu. At the end of the road. We're standing at the end of the road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. Tapping. Enter building. Inside building. You're inside a building. Storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible, modern electric lantern nearby. Get the lantern. Typing. Get lantern. Taken. Exit building. Typing. Enter forest. That's not something you can enter. Give me some deja vu. Just type a direction. North. In forest. You are in an open forest with a deep valley to one side. You want to climb a tree? Climb tree. I don't think much is to be achieved that way. Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Typing dig hole. You can't see such a thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. Typing south. You're in a forest. Hey, it's a maze. South. East. Typing. East. You're in a forest. Lula is up here, soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Typing, ask Lula how she's doing. Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio's circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled. Lula hands you the radio. Well, you'll have better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back. West. West. You're in the forest. Joseph is here. tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. Small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably atop his backpack. Maybe it's something to say. Listen. Donald, I was just transcribed your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his fingers along the index card he's been tapping on, from right to left. Long, weary song, dreary gone, dreary gone. Drearily gone, dreary gone, deary gone, dearly gone? You best a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting down the sound of the forest, with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry. I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystems make of these punch cards. South. At edge of hole. Oh. You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulders has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. We'll see if there are any pirates. Yell. I don't understand you as far as wanting to yell. Typing yell. Any pirates down there? No response. Sorry, kid. You're batting 0 today. At least we know there are no pirates. Shine a lamp into the hole. Typing. Light the lamp. Your lamp is now on. Typing. Shine lamp in the hole. The lamplight only reaches a few yards down the hole where the rock is coated with a slimy black mold. You can tell that the walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. Can you go down the hole? That seems pretty obvious. Try using the rope to climb down safely. Typing. Tie a rope to trees. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Typing. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. In bed quilt. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove their computer equipment they are carrying on their backs and begin setting up. That's the last strip, so everything's down here now. Set up the gear. Typing. Set up the gear. I only understand you as far as wanting to set up the above. Set the above? Lula looks pensive. What gear are they carrying? Ask Lula about the gear. Sure, Donald, we may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine and the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punch cards he's transcribed from the poems we've read. He's got a typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask her where the treasure is. Typing. Ask Lula where the treasure is. Ha! If I knew that, I wouldn't have to set up down here. I know you think this environment will help our project get us in touch with a deep romantic reverence for some kind of profound natural spookiness. I was more comfortable in our lab. University picked the worst time to cut our funding. Typical institutional stinginess. The academic Politics, I mean. I felt like we were getting really close to something. Anyway, I don't know if this is sustainable down here, you know? To live and work here together. Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Donald. Can you help me, wire up the generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface, if you have some time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from the tunnel to the east. Wire up the generators. Typing. Help Joseph. I appreciate it, Donald. I'm not much of an electrician, you know. You know that. Joseph hands you a bundle of wires. His kitten curls up in a spool of cabling. Listen, there are three of us. Three of us had a good thing for a minute, wouldn't you say? Up at the old place before it got ugly? I'm saying we came down here to work, to really do it. Xanadu. And I mean, we've got to be rational about this. All three of us have got to put our feelings aside for a bit and be rational. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Lula? Kind of creepy. Agree with whatever he's saying. Helpful. Typing. Tell Joseph to back off. Joseph wipes his brow with a dusty sleeve. It seems down here we're all strangers, permanently strange. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of grating, scraping sounds from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out. In tunnels. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. I think I'm intense back here. I like all this, kid. They're boring, but I like boring stuff sometimes. A lot of reading, but I'm really good at that anyway. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees, navigating the tunnel gradually becoming more awkward as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. In a crystal room. You're in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floors, and ceiling are covered in crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally. Better run. What? Yes, it says. Stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through the tunnel to the north. Lula flees through the tunnel to the northeast. Follow Joseph. Follow Lula. Typing. Run north. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from the floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourself cornered. Hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. Find a way out of here. Comfort her. Typing. Comfort Lula. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. Alright, let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. in bed quilt. You are in bed quilt, along east-west patches with holes everywhere. Lula is here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? Seems pretty scared. Wait. Search for. Typing search. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. Down tunnels. The equipment? Typing search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment cast angular shadows into the tunnel as you scan slowly across the pile. Nothing. Down one of the tunnels. Typing search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound. Those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through the network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn, every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. While I was out there, lost in the tunnels and caves, I came across the Zero. And I had no idea. It's like a real place. They picked up garbage, they delivered mail, they go to work and church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, CRT, monitor, bottle, anchor. Lula looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Typing, ask Lula what's up. Nothing. Just, Joseph, you sound disturbed. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter how now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Whoa, we should stop him. Get him back on track, we're so close. Typing, stop Joseph. Xander, you shout something at Joseph about the project and you're working together. Joseph, you'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. Tell them we can hide from this dangerous typing. Just finding a hiding place? Shout something to Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damn cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too, but I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down to Zero. Or leave here. Typing, get Lula's attention. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. Pathetic. In tunnels. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. Wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece. Coming the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sardonic. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vanity, ain't it the truth? My aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole ethnomusicography thing, echomusicography thing, she was a painter, mostly nudes and oils. She had this model, I'll never forget him, big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He made everyone call him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while Aunt Remedios made sketches of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The colonel had his magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. Aunt Remedios was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulders and laying across his chest in the specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start and turn his neck, then Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't remember his face now. Just that black swirl, probably the best one she ever painted. Hall of the Mountain King. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceilings like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Oh. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistance, 0. Realism index, 37%. Romance index, 2%. Mold coverage, 0%. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistance to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. We don't have any assistants, so hire a new research hire. Uploading job advertisements to university message boards. You've hired Weaver, who studied mathematics. Hire. Typing hire. You upload job boards. No new applications. Try again later. Okay. Assign assistants to task. Typing assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcripting, or speculation. Debugging. You assign an available research assistant to debugging. Hire. Hire an applicant. Okay. Sleep. Typing sleep. Xanadu. Time passes. Weaver identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Now is the time to continue your work. Research assistant 1, index 37. Mold coverage 10%. Okay. Weaver. Hire. You hire Rick, who studies library sciences. Assign assistant to task. Typing assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcript, or speculation. Transcript. You have today assign how 1. Hire assign debugging and sleep. Time passes. Weaver widens tunnel slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Rick carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water and all their variations over the period of several hours. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Research in 2, 7, 18, okay. Hire. Uploading driver. You have hired Greg, who studies architecture. Alright. Assign assistants. Speculation. I'll just do one each. Assign. Transcripting. 1. Assign. Debugging. Language, but it's debugging. Can I hire? Just to check. Sleep. Type sleep. Time passes. Frick fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Greg extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length, and Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now it's time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to 0. Research since 3, 7, 10. Okay. Mold coverage. Oh, they scraped away the mold. Okay. Can you hire anyone else? Can you hire? Upload your job. You hired Marianne, who studies fine arts. Okay. Probably quit and start over. Now we're getting these. We're gonna max out these things. Okay. Speculation. Yeah, we'll just do 4. And sleep. Time passes. Rick makes convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Weaver muses about love lives of fungal colonies. Greg discards centuries of exhaustive data on uniformity of cause and effect. Marianne has ideas. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnel. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now it's time to continue work. Oh shit. Oh, we lost some realism index. Okay. May hire. Hire. You have hired Roberta, who studied fairy tales. Oh. See. Nice. 1. I'll put 2 on you. Discussion 1. We'll sign the last one. 2. Speculation. Now sleep. Rick makes adjustments to the ecological algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Greg fixes bugs. Marianne summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Roberta has ideas. Greasy black mold is collecting on computer equipment. The time has come to continue your work. Maybe we should try to start over something. This doesn't seem to be helping. I guess yes, yes. I want to keep playing. Okay, sure. Come on, kid. Yes, let's. All right, sure. Let's keep playing. Hire research assistant. You've hired Andrew, who studies statistics. We got an Andrew. 5. To assign. Do 1 on transcripting. Assign. And we'll do 2 for speculation. 2. Sleep. Time passes. Marianne fixes bugs. Greg types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Ideas. You dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in a hallway. The walls are blank and beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans onto his shoulder. You wish that instead she had taken. Oh shit! Now it's time to wait. Fuck. Can I go back? Continue work. Research assistants 5. Okay. Oh god. Hire. You have hired Amy, who studied. Okay, well, we can do 2 each, I guess. Sign. No sign. Inflation. 2. And sleep. Time passes, but editor fixes bugs, transcribe experiences, transcribes, has ideas. Intruder, strangers doing something on the equipment, but you can't make out what. I haven't had a rock in the lead. Alright, it's now time to continue your work. And no mold, okay. Do we hire? The Australian restaurants have been discontinued, okay. Sizes and tasks, we'll just keep doing 2 by 2. Sign. Speculation. Time passes. Rick fixes bugs. Transcribe. Ideas. Mail carrier on a bicycle brings you a sizable bill for the power company. Now time is continue work. Okay. 11. Alright. Sign. Bugging. We'll put 3. Sign. And we'll put 3. And sleep. Oh, no, realism. Okay. So, gotta do it 2. If I don't keep them 2 at a time, it'll go down. It says stuff, I skipped it. Fuck. I'm getting tired. Okay. Sign. Last one, hopefully. If this even does anything. I would assume. This is not a very easy to figure out. Series of events. Your habit of accidentally chipping away at the cave's crystals and sprinkling their dust into the air behind you has paid off. Just a few feet away down from the tunnels blooms a small but kaleidoscopic garden of crystals. Then continue work. Researchers. Alright. Try and quit and start over. Just be going. We'll wait until the fucker's back, I guess. Should be back soon. Intruders. Finally, they leave. That's time to continue work. Okay, now, yeah. I guess I'll try hiring again. Yeah. Sleep. Sleep? No? Really? Done. Will they come back again? I keep sleeping? Believe, okay, yeah. We got nothing. Try quit and start over. We got stuff. Come on, we got substitute. Typing out quit. Are you sure you want to quit? Typing yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? I didn't quit game. I only understood that as far as you wanted to quit. Maybe you have to lose or die somehow in order to start over. Smash the computer. Typing smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter strangers again, but ooh, sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass, mold accumulates, and you and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes for an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night, you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. Lily really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end to file. Press any key to quit. Huh. Act 3, Scene 10. Hall of the Mountain King. I'm gonna have to listen to the back medley version of the song, or MIDI. Oh, Lula. It's Donald. You really did go deep into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of your project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data? Just pass it over to Donald here. Will you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out street name collisions, Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist, I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. That should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge, through the gate over there. Sentimental. Now we, too, recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau, we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Oh, in a long-worn shirt stares at the fire, lost in thought. Gate is open. Down. Oh, backpack. A hiking backpack leans against the rocks full of vintage wine bottles and library books. Down. Tape recorder. Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. Down. Bookshelf. A The bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. Down. Lantern. A sensible, modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Blue. Oh, there's Cricket. Oh, still waiting down here. Thanks for waiting, Blue. We've been gone a little bit longer than expected. It'll be okay, Blue. Well, Cricket. Johnny! What happened up there? I'm actually not sure. Very mysterious, ma'am. Truck. Get back in the truck. Get the fuck back in the truck. Go counterclockwise until cathode ray. The rope. Cathode raid. Sprocket. This is all looking familiar now. The anchor. The bicycle. The feather. The wheelbarrow. The antlers. The scarecrow. And of course, the bureau. Back on up into the bureau, please. Act 3, Scene 9. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces. Oh. Hey, you see the cat over there? Think she'd eat some bread? Nah. One more for you, Blue. Does Giant change outfits? I think they both changed outfits, yeah? Maybe. Pay better attention. Okay. Reception. The game breaks down. Lula. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the... Oh, Marianne. It's eating off, so I'm minding the desk. Anywhere on the address? The results just came by in courier. Good news, Dowd and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had cross-referenced the results against some of our old records. He found a corresponding mail stop of the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch the ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe to Mexico? It's been years. I still have one of my sculptures in the museum down there. Did you know? Big ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe tunnels. Travels. Try to stay out of the water. Colder than it looks, and deep. Her hair's definitely changed, but I can only assume her outfit has as well. I guess she's becoming more self? Same with him. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? Conway, up to you. It's okay. You can tell him. Doesn't matter anymore. Fine. We were in that graveyard. Act 3, Scene 12. I got it. Oh, where the strangers came from, or come from. Gotta see how long this act is, because I am about to pass out. Right. Well, it says 3 hours, and we are hitting around 3:14. Doesn't. Longest is 3:37, so we should be coming to the end. If not, then we are hitting some kind of record. I'll admit I did waste a lot of time with that Xanadu. So this might not include. Oh God, if this doesn't include the entertainment, then I'm fucked. Okay, well this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I'll stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. Church. I'm in for the long haul, though I might need to take a quick break to get some tea for caffeine. Floor. The church floor is cold metal scuffed and flecked by unknown boot heels. I don't know what I expected. Strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What'd you find down there? When I saw Weaver, he was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair. Flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared. Suddenly? Ran away? But we thought... What's she doing on TV? That's the part that I can't... I'd flipped past that channel a dozen times before in my tests. It was one of those public access things. Some old lady reading poetry. And then, the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. Walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks and a classroom maybe? The camera is in the corner, so it's sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound. Just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted. Fuzzy eye. Shannon coughs into her sleeve. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? We should check outside. Debt collector, I assume. Oh. Oh. Okay, well. Visitors. The stranger activates a tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient, and sounds like it should be smiling. Oh, Doolittle. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. We're actually, do you know? We're actually going to have to get info about an old computer. Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. Now, what is this place? Well, not an old church. No, I guess not, but still, it's all kind of reverence to it. And what's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Oh. Ah! Yep. Come on. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety. And adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. I'm not taking off my shoes. Oh, I understand. It's only a courtesy too. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Uh-huh. Oh, yes to use it? Yeah. Okay, oh, it's her thing. Doesn't work. Oh, okay. Wow, check out the stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. How do you think they keep it like that? Maintenance, old man. I bet it's someone's job around here. Probably hard to keep all the dust out, you know, underground. That's why I get into this business, to keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back at the caves, do. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? They all do. Okay. Earl. This is Earl. He used to be a barkeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives. Oh, beekeeper, not barkeeper. But the interest occurred more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us in the logistics. Oh. Go away. More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. I just need to ask about what formula? Oh, the formula. Changed our lives. Once years ago, we were as prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization and leverage assets, distributing according to nightly merit decay. Then she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Now we just plug our daily numbers into the formula, run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. I wonder if I should have do these after these. Probably. I should. That would make. Oh well. All right. What job are they working? I don't know that it's been settled just yet. You see, sometimes we take on newcomers already in debt to the distillery. One of the foremen will find something for them to do, chip away at their sum until it's all settled. Oh. Wow, that was recent. Okay. That's what I'm doing here, chipping away. That's what we're all doing. Okay. That. Okay, his leg doesn't go all funky. What's Doolittle the bar? Fly? Here's the fleet, haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. How big is this place? Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out in the back of an old church, purifying spirits by handmade fire. A kettle and a dream. So the trucks are just east a ways and shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facility's sublime machinery. Alright, going, I guess. Logistics? Oh, fuck. Stop. 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 Sorry, that was my reminders were there. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, what kind of experience you have driving trucks. I've delivered for an NT shock until this last run. Aha, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course, but perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilishly. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was a good company. And slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass stashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. Oh dear. So let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on the load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, Kitty City Kitty. Into radio. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacement. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Conway, introduce yourself. Pleased to meet you. Pleased to meet you. Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. I guess you could drive a truck like this. I'm not that really here for the job. You folks anything about moldy old computers? 99, you folks. Wheel holder, gotta pay the water bill. So I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Headlights? Yep, those are certainly headlights. Headlights work fine, see? The little Phil's controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night, you know. You never know who'll run to in the daylight. The dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Magic hour, sure. The angle of the sun at dusk and dawn means the light is mostly indirect reflections from the sky. Everything looks like a movie. It's a bit softer. We had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. Started sleep on the day then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know? Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Time we had to get off the highway. It looked too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger seat. He kept them over there to smell, so the smell wouldn't spread. That window was always open a crack. He had to pull over. Just needed a nap, even if he ran late. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road. 4:30. He dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning couldn't be much worse than late night. What would they care? He just needed a few hours. So, moving on. Tires. Get those tires, yeah? Oh, sure. I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires. That's the thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't that the way, hey? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely, a truck deserves care and fearful respect, like a glass elephant. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of difference. What kind of man was Miguel? As I always say of him, he was good company. Many of us have found ourselves in his position, arrogantly grasping at personal sovereignty when our lives had become unmanageable. There's no shame in it, only condolence. Now what else can I show you? Oh, and check out the thing. The wipers. Gotta look at the wipers. Control the wipers with this knob here. Your little fiddles with the controls. They seem to have decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we'd never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. You folks watch the weather closely? I wouldn't know it if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned that I rarely ever leave our facility? I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me. They ditch class. It was pointless to ditch class for a day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. All review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. He was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was a real anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink. And another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride, and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time as he pulled out of the parking lot. He removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. Moss technology, but suited for the job, eh? Plenty of good enough. And finally, they're back. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good, strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job, and some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. Did Miguel load his own trucks? He did. It was a jealousy guarded task room. If I didn't know the man better, hear me now. I say if I didn't know the man better, I may have suspected he was skimming off the top. Sounds like a lot of work. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt. The usual. Lizette and Dira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the bar, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lizette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later. So what's next? The radio. The truck's radio crackles back to life. Dispatch, driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. Keep going. I've been driving for a number of years, decades. Dispatch. 1033, dispatch. We've got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles. Come back. 10-4, back. Back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, Lim. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. 10-4. Got yours on? Good, listen to this. Silence. So, I think that went well. Let's head back to the logistics and seal the deal, eh? I've got one more thing to show you. Beep. Getting loopy. To park. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here to look for some answers about this stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold is drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates to the air, the angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living of stuff. So we go down and scrape it off his equipment, just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away, paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. But we didn't do anything to his moldy computer, just forgot the password. One of his assistants shared it with me. Dome and air. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs? Oh. So, do they also make the drug? The Nifmaltium? And is he a leg in debt? If you don't mind. here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual. Calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't. It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is a top shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch. Venom... Memory Morse. Can I not? Oh. Oh, my... Yeah, okay. I'm not... Yeah. Hey, well, I can see my... Yeah, okay, well. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We'll have to get back to this. He has a liver to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? He's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is a top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, there's the matter of the tour just now. My time and experience are billed quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back-of-the-envelope estimates. Well, we have that in common, I suppose, all of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. We'll take the time to settle your affairs, of course. The interest begins to compound immediately, and well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. What? So, I guess I start in the morning. I guess... I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh, well, it still gives us a few more hours to roam, right? Where's the ferry? Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. End of Act 3.